mackyomo.
Bienvenidos al
What the fuck is this?
podcast.
Hopefully, I heard those drops. Hopefully, everyone's doing well this week too. Welcome to. Oh, sorry. Let me do the intro real quick. Since people want to switch up my intros. So, as like I said before, my name is Macky OMO. I'm here with my good brothers. We got the razor sharp assassin with the clipper and Johnny B. We also got the Black Kage, the Hukage, Crispin. And welcome to the Paradise Podcast, episode 87, I believe. Let me just double check that. Before we
because you said it confidently, so
87.
it is 87. Yeah,
It
see,
is 87.
I
knew
trust
it.
you. I trust your confidence.
No,
You
I
said,
appreciate that, man. I
so he
appreciate
was
it.
like,
Appreciate it.
87.
It is 87.
You always got your numbers right.
Usually I do, but I had to just double check myself. Sometimes the confidence is not 100%.
Not always there.
Yeah. Always got to double check. Double check your work always.
Understand.
And I don't know. Recently, I don't know if I ever shared this on the pod, but I've recently started going to therapy. And I actually stopped. I actually recently stopped.
No.
Personal reasons though. Not that I stopped, like I'm never going back. But
you're not going right now.
Right now, yes, because there's a lot of moving parts. As you can kind of see, that those watching this on YouTube, I'm not home. I'm on the road this week.
On the road.
For the last
I'm on the road.
some weeks, most of them were working. The last 2 weeks, I was kind of like off. So
am I the only one that's seen him lag or
yeah, no, I'm guessing the internet connection where Macky is not as strong
trash
as it usually is. Yeah,
no, it's trash. Yeah,
that's okay.
Just wanted to know.
But yes, so give me 2 seconds. I just don't want.
Yo, Mac, from now on, when you go on a trip like this, carry an Ethernet cable.
Where would you plug the Ethernet cable in the hotel?
There has to be an Ethernet thing in the hotel.
An Ethernet port?
Yeah, there has to be, because
like maybe around the desk area.
Yeah. Because if a person is there for work, they have to have that accommodation. Because if your Wi-Fi is whack, you have to connect it straight to the thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I never just noticed those.
I mean, because we're not there for work. Look at this nigga on dipped on us.
That's
Damn.
Okay. I mean, it happens like that. Yeah. I've never needed to bring like
an Ethernet
laptop.
cable?
No, like a laptop or something that needed Wi-Fi. Yeah, I got a hotel. The most I'm using is like my phone.
I remember my girl took hers to DR one time, and she had to stay like in this one spot to even have internet.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's hella inconvenient.
It was bad. It was
that's
really bad.
Yeah. So what's up? You doing like a half blue, half white kind of thing today? It's usually like blue and purple.
This is yellow.
It looks white, like off the camera.
My daughter was looking at the lights, and she said blue.
Playing with the.
She said blue, and I'm like, okay, I'll put it blue.
That's a small talk you guys are having. So I apologize. Technical difficulties.
We had like 3 conversations while you were gone.
Yeah, man.
Being at home, it's nothing like being at home doing a pod, because I'm in my nice little office instead of trying to use my phone's Wi-Fi to get this shit on track. So with that being said, I'm live. We ready to pod. So I'm gonna go to Johnny B. I'm gonna while I have technical difficulties. Johnny B, what's the topic for today?
So we want to talk about Xbox a little bit, and we want to talk about a conversation that I believe it was Phil Spencer, who's the head of Xbox, was having. We were reading the article from IGN right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if this was a conversation that he was having with IGN. Did you read the article, Crispin?
Yeah, I did read the article.
Was this a conversation he was having with them, or they were reporting on the
I think
conversation?
they were reporting. I didn't see that there was a conversation on them. I didn't see
So
that they
yeah,
said
they're
interview.
reporting. Yeah, they're reporting on the conversation. They actually have
Oh, he was on a
someone that is
podcast.
live.
Yeah, yeah.
He was on a
They also
podcast.
have
So.
someone that is live in the courts as the acquisition is being battled in the courts.
Okay.
But yeah, he
Well,
was on. I think he was on a, like you said, he was on a pod when he was saying what you're saying, which is that Microsoft has now conceded the console wars over to the likes of like Sony and Nintendo.
yeah. Sorry,
Uh, s-
I had to mute myself because garbage is being picked up right outside, and it was like really loud like 2 seconds ago, and I can't close this window because I'll die in here. I'll suffocate to death in this room. Um, but yeah, so we were having a conversation because um, them over at Xbox basically said they declared themselves the loser of the console wars, right? So we've touched on the subject of the console wars in previous episodes of the podcast, but for anybody that's not 100% familiar with that word, that's basically just what people describe the competitive business between console manufacturers like Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sega at one point, and anybody that was a huge console yeah, Sega. Oh, long live the Dreamcast, and
Dreamcast
so,
again, I'll say is before its time, man.
so a lot of people love the Dreamcast. It didn't
Before its time.
survive. It didn't survive against the original Xbox, the PS2, the Nintendo GameCube. It was just such a strong generation.
Yeah,
Um,
it was really good.
but basically, the competition between those console manufacturers that fueled just a lot of like gamer culture, and it's just something that has been around for as long as these companies have been competing against one another, and lately the console wars has always been a debate between the manufacturers that are left. Sony being one of the bigger name usually, depending on who you're talking to, because then you have Nintendo, which some people will argue has a larger presence than Sony,
I think
and
so.
then you have Microsoft, which has consistently been at the bottom of that list for a very long time.
But they
So,
there.
but they're there, but they're up there. But what they're saying is essentially that they've lost the console wars in terms of the way I look at it, like console sales, right? Like who sold the most consoles to the most consumers, right? And you have the Switch being one of Nintendo's best selling consoles of all time, and you have Sony having record sales between the PS2 and then their current gen, last gen PS4 and now current gen PS5 being the highest numbers that we've just seen from these companies already. So Xbox is saying we lost. That's it.
We
Um,
don't give a fuck. Like,
before we get into the discussion, I want to say that there's so many layers to this, and there is not one singular answer
Yes,
to what is going on.
it's a deeper, darker criminal link. That's what it is.
criminal,
I wouldn't,
Deeper,
I
criminal,
wouldn't,
darker criminal link.
I wouldn't call it
criminal,
criminal. I wouldn't call it
bro,
criminal.
It's a deeper,
bro.
darker criminal link.
He
Listen,
said
right?
criminal.
So
Yes.
what does this mean to you, Mac? Like what is what is Xbox saying? Oh yeah, we lose the console wars. What does that mean for you? How are you interpreting what they're talking about exactly?
Um, to be honest with you, it doesn't mean anything to me at all. I think video games is just like music, where some things can be factual as well as things can be subjective. And I feel like when it comes to picking your console, you're gonna pick what works for you. You know, People like PlayStation or Sony because of their exclusivity when it comes to their games. So like there's certain games where you can only get on PlayStation. For instance, the Spider-Man 2 game that's coming out in October, you can only get that for PlayStation. Can't get that anywhere else. So people like PlayStation for their exclusivity, whereas some people may like Xbox because of the amount of games you can play. Now, I know that when talking about PlayStation, we always talk about the exclusivity of the games, but they don't really have a thing like Game Pass. And even though, like I said, the reason why um, Microsoft is saying that they're giving up or they've conceded is a deeper, darker criminal link because I feel like Game Pass is such a game changer that everybody now has a Game Pass type, or at least the major consoles all have a Game Pass like thing, situation,
Service.
service, whether it be PlayStation Plus or I know
Nintendo
it's
Switch Online.
or Nintendo Switch Online or the Steam, whatever you call it. There is
Or
something where
what's
you
that
could
Google shit that Google tried to do?
Oh, well, Google had Stadia, but
Stadia. Let it go, bro.
they
I know,
shut
I
that
know.
down and
yeah,
refunded
or
every
Amazon with the Luna, cloud based
Amazon's still
gaming.
pushing Luna.
The cloud-based gaming kind of took over. So that's
Mhm.
why when Microsoft, when a thing that comes out saying that Microsoft has given up or they lost or they're conceding the console wars,
But
I
like
know as someone who is a savvy consumer that there is more to that headline than just them saying. There has to be a reason in why they're saying what they're saying.
maybe they're saying, yeah, we lost at selling the most consoles. Like we lost at selling the most amount of fucking boxes that play games, but we pioneered the shit that everybody's going to be playing games on
Exactly.
moving forward.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it's I get it, right? Like I see it and I'm just like, yeah, of course, obviously you look at the number of PlayStations to Xboxes being sold and you're going to see a very big difference because Xbox lost the last generation.
Yeah.
So since they lost the last generation, they're playing catch up right now. Of course, they're going to say, yeah, like we're not going to catch up to Sony's trajectory of how many consoles they've sold. But even now, Sony's exclusivity for those games that you brought up earlier is starting to open up a little bit more because now PC players have access to a lot of PlayStation
PlayStation
titles. You
games
can
where
play Horizon, you can play which one was that? Death Stranding. You can play
but I feel like and just to cut you off,
no, you're
sorry,
okay.
not sorry. But like when it comes to things like PC gaming, that's like a particular community. Like someone like me or you will be fine playing on a console, but I don't know how quickly we'll go to playing on a computer. Like even with Xbox, when I had Game Pass, because I don't have it right now because there's no games that I'm looking to play, so there's no point of paying the money. But when I had it, there's a feature where you can video games from your phone as long as you're hooked up to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I only used that maybe like once or twice, to be honest with you, and never successfully, might I add. But I feel like when it comes to the console wars and when it comes to like if you're looking at just the amount of consoles that were sold, Sony got it for sure. No one's touching them. But if you're looking at who impacted the console wars, who impacted consoles for the past, I want to even say since PlayStation 2, it's been Xbox. Xbox have been influencing everything. Even if we go back to when you had to pay for Xbox Live and PlayStation had a free subscription, you didn't
Have
have to
free
pay to
free
go
Wi-Fi.
online.
Yeah, you could just use their internet
Exactly.
service.
Do you know how many times the PlayStation network got hacked? I can't even count how many times this shit got hacked. So many times. You never hear that. And I used to make fun of people who used to have Xbox. Yo, I can't believe you're paying money to play online. Like, you're already paying for the internet. Now you got to pay to use the internet too. But their service never really got hacked like that.
No.
So, again, right? That's why I think while there are certain facts, like I said, as far as the amount of consoles being sold, you can't take that away from Sony. But when it comes to everything else, like the impact on the game, the reason why consoles are moving the way they are is because of Xbox. There's no if, ands, or buts about it.
Crispin, what's your take on what Xbox is talking about? Do you agree
Well,
with what they say, or you disagree?
Well, I agree with the physical, like you guys were talking about, the actual physical box, like the selling that. They're definitely lost on that because they've been losing from the beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying? They really never were on the top or second place. You know what I'm saying? The only time they could have gone second place was when the Wii U came out, but they didn't have nothing new. It was just the same Xbox One, I
It was
think.
the Xbox One that generation. Yeah.
So the Wii U came right after the Wii, but Nintendo just used to jump faster than the other guys
Yeah, Nintendo failed heavily with
on the
the
Wii
Wii
U.
U.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. It's the only time they could have been number two, but the Wii U technically coincided with the Wii, so it was just like,
It was the successor. It was a totally
yeah,
new
I know.
console. A lot of people confused it for
What
like a new controller
what
for
I'm
the
saying,
Wii.
they coincided because it was in the same time frame that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One were out.
Yes.
So the Wii came out and the Wii U came out at the same time frame, you know.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think Xbox, well, the Game Pass, if you could quantify how many people have Game Pass and do not have an Xbox, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you have a computer and you just downloaded the Game Pass app, and then you
Hmm.
have an account, you're playing Xbox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many people? How many of those do we have? It's not gonna add
There,
up to the numbers,
there,
but there's still way more people playing Xbox than we think there are.
there's
You know what
people there's people that are paying for Game Pass as a
I'm saying? That's
PC
it.
subscription.
That's
Like
it.
they allow you to just subscribe to their PC portion of it because there's just a lot of people out there that are only playing their games on PC, so they don't need the other stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting that you guys were talking about like the uniqueness behind being a PC gamer versus like a casual gamer that may play on consoles. I've had plenty of conversations recently with a lot of people that are all talking about, oh, I'm thinking about building my first computer. I'm
I'm
thinking
thinking about doing
about
that.
I'm thinking about building a PC. I'm trying to like play games like this. I'm trying to look at things like this. Like, and it's just becoming such a more casual thing, and
Because it's cheaper.
people that I would never expect to want to get into something real technical like that, like putting together a PC. It's not an easy thing to do. Like, it takes a lot of research, and you have to know what you're looking at and how much to spend on these parts and things like that. So it's something where I feel like in the next 5 to 6 years, we're gonna see a lot more people playing on PC. So those exclusive games moving to PC is important for branding, right? Where I feel like Sony is going to start learning from Xbox doing that little by little, right? Letting some of their IPs float to different areas like PC. Even some of their IPs like MLB The Show have already drifted over to Xbox and now are available day one when it comes out on Game Pass. So which is you're muted,
Muted.
which is like
Sorry, that was only for that one from last year. This year it was available, but not on Game Pass.
which one? Which one are you talking about? 23?
24,
Oh, 24.
23, right? Because I think
Because
they
they
do it.
did
I don't know how
22
they.
and then they did 23.
23 just came out, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
it's up there though.
All right. It's on. I mean, I'm sure it's on discounted, but it's not like 22 was on Game Pass available day of. You could download it and play it. I don't think this one, but it's semantics. It don't even really
I'm gonna
matter too
look to see
much.
if it's here, but it's just the idea that something that was developed by Sony Studios is available to play on their competitors' hardware. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just showing that like Xbox is saying we want people to play games wherever the hell they want as long as they're using Xbox to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what Microsoft is focusing on. They're like we basically just want to be the platform. Like we may not excel at selling the physical hardware, but we want to be the most dominant platform because they have the digital infrastructure to do so. Because they have enough money to, provide all of the things that we need to support cloud gaming and cloud saves, where all of your save data, all of your information is just in your Xbox account. You could delete your game, go to a totally different Xbox console, download your game, and all of your information is there because of the cloud. So it's just that in depth of an infrastructure is so important to what it is that they want to do moving forward. They're already making televisions that have the Xbox Game Pass app
I was
available
gonna say
on
That's
there.
that.
gangster.
Yep.
That's
So
gangster.
I was
so
gonna say that. Yep.
like we're
My Samsung TV has that.
let all right, cool. Xbox may not be able to one up Sony on selling more boxes to more customers, but think about where people are going to be playing games and who's going to be in that marketplace first.
So this is this is why I say what I say. Like, video games are subjective, but there are certain things that aren't subjective, like numbers and impact. And you cannot sit here and tell me, well, not you guys, but like, people who believe the
The
headlines
shenanigans.
cannot sit here and tell me that losing a console war is such a big deal that Microsoft has to now relook and retouch on how they create their video games. No. So and 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 that's why it's very good to, like, read with context, or at least understand things with context.
Yeah.
So if you were to look in that article a little bit
Hmm.
more,
They're talking about
you
something
will see
else.
that, yeah, you will see that they're actually talking about something else.
Hmm.
To the
So
bottom of the article too. All the way at the bottom.
you have to, yeah, you got to go damn
I
near
don't
to the
even like
bottom.
to
So
read, and I'm
basically,
reading. And I'm like, wait, what's this right here?
bro, I'm telling you. So basically, they're saying that the reason why they're making the statement that Microsoft has lost the console wars is because of the acquisition with
Activision
Activision
Blizzard.
Blizzard.
Activision.
Activision
Uh,
Blizzard. Yep.
so for those who don't know, Activision Blizzard makes games like Call of Duty. What other games do they make, John?
Call of Duty,
Overwatch.
Crash, Tony Hawk, Overwatch, Warzone.
So they make a
Uh,
lot of the popular. You don't got to run through all the games,
They,
but they make a
I
lot
they,
of
have
the,
it up.
I think they're also responsible
Spyro,
for like Candy Crush and like a bunch
yes.
of other stuff. Like they have like the highest earning mobile games
King's
like of
Quest,
all
a whole
time.
bunch of shit. They
Yeah,
have a whole
like
bunch of shit.
there's just it's a
It's
very
a
expensive
very
company.
expensive and huge company that
And
they're trying to
how
buy.
much is
And
Microsoft trying to
hold
pay
on
for
before
Activision?
we move to that. And so the issue is not the money, right? It's
Mhm.
Sony is blocking this deal. Um, so the amount of money that they're trying to spend is $69 billion to acquire Activision Blizzard. And you can't tell me that a company that is losing the console wars has 69. And again, I understand Microsoft is a big company, but we are only
Yes.
talking about Microsoft, the gaming
Well,
aspect, or
Xbox, the
Xbox,
gaming division of
the gaming
Microsoft. Yeah.
division of Microsoft has $69 billion to buy Activision Blizzard, but at the same time is losing the console wars. And again, that's why I said you need to read things with context. That's all
I
I
do
say.
I do believe that Microsoft like as a whole is just acquiring the companies and then they like put them under the Xbox
Yeah,
division. Yeah, but
make them Game Pass games.
yeah, it's like Microsoft is just they're a very large and powerful company. I mean, like Sony's not just a gaming manufacturer either, right? So like we all know plenty of things that Sony manufactures, from cameras, computers, televisions, and a whole lot more,
Movies,
right? So, yeah, and they have a film studio, all types of
yeah,
stuff. So, music, right?
music.
Record
Yep.
labels, right? Like, so like Sony is involved in a lot of business, and they also
They
have a
just
lot of money.
sold. They just sold Funimation not too long ago,
Yes, right. So like
or was
there's
it the Crunchyroll? No,
Crunchyroll
Crunchyroll
acquired.
was no
Crunchyroll
Funimation.
bought
I
Funimation.
thought Funimation bought Crunchyroll.
No,
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 it was the
no.
other way around.
Crunchyroll bought Funimation.
Okay,
Yeah, so Sony sold Funimation to Crunchyroll, I guess.
to
No?
AT&T, Turner, whatever. All right, yeah,
Whole
but
lot of companies doing a whole lot of merging, doing the do, but
doing the
it's
do.
doing the
Doing the
do,
deal is insanity, bro.
but but it's obvious that Microsoft is having a tough time getting this acquisition through, because they're in question about making titles like Call of Duty, for example, Xbox exclusives in the future. They're saying, "Oh, if you buy this company, what's to stop you from, taking this product away from all the consumers, right?
Absolutely nothing.
You
It's
have
my
the you
product.
have the small you have the smallest market share, right? But it's about like being consumer friendly, right? So like, is this fair for the, because this is what the courts are trying to determine. Xbox has already gone on record multiple times saying, we have no plans of taking this game away from the players that are already enjoying it. My take is that Microsoft wants to make money off of games like Call of Duty the same way they make money off of Minecraft. You could play Minecraft on anything you fucking want, but that bitch belongs to Microsoft, and they make all of the profits for it. They don't care where you play the game. They want to get paid because you played the game.
No, 100%. I get what you're saying, but even so, like if we're talking about that, how many kids like Spider Man, and these niggas have Spider Man all cooped up over there? You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
Talk
you
about
could
it.
build
That's a
you could
that
build
hold
a
up.
PC
Hold
and
up.
play Spider Man on PC.
That is a very, very good point, because I believe that point was also brought up while this whole thing has been going on,
You
where Spider-Man is a very big,
too big,
like,
IP.
IP. Like, there's nobody on
bro.
this earth that doesn't know who's.
Spider
There's
Man,
a
bro.
fucking Spider-Man India. There's a Spider-Man everywhere. So everybody knows who Spider-Man is. And all the Spider-Man games I've ever played have, I think they've all come out on PlayStation. I don't think
PS1, PS2,
there, there,
there's
there
not
are there are games on the Xbox. There are
th-
Spider-Man games on the
there's
Xbox.
Spider-Man games, or they're like
No,
Marvel games with Spider-Man
no, they're
in them.
Spider-Man games.
Okay.
They're definitely Spider-Man games.
I
Edge
don't
of
remember that.
Time, I believe, is on the Xbox 360. The movie tie-in games, like the Spider-Man movie tie-in games, were all on the original Xbox, PS2, and GameCube.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm
The
gonna let you
original
slide.
the original Xbox version of the first Spider-Man movie tie-in game had an exclusive level with Kraven the Hunter
That's
All right, I'm
interesting.
a, I'm a, I'm a, I'm gonna believe you,
in
but I'm gonna tell you something real quick. You can't fight or get in the middle of an acquisition because they're gonna get the game to put them exclusive. Because I'll tell you why. You have exclusive games that my players cannot access, so you can't tell me what to do with something I'm buying. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Well,
Yeah.
no.
So
You're right.
so,
You're
so
right. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I interrupted Crispin.
if that company wants to sell to me, and you're mad at that, why are you taking me to court, boy?
Again, it's because of what John just said. It's market share. So
Fuck that.
like we've been saying, Microsoft, out of all the consoles that are available, like the major consoles, we're not talking about like the Steam and none of that other stuff, but like Nintendo, Sony,
Sony
and
and
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Microsoft is dead last, so they have the smallest market share. So even though we all know that Sony and PlayStation in particular, they're fucking shady. So, but they're trying to make it seem as if
It's for the players. It's not for players, bro.
Microsoft is the shady ones, and where they're gonna
Sony,
take away things like, again, like Call of Duty is a really, really big game, but Microsoft has already said we'll give you Call of Duty for, I believe it was like 10 years or something
10
like that,
years, like guaranteed. Like they were like guaranteed
guaranteed
for the next 10 years.
for
We're not
10
gonna take
years.
it off of your
We're not
platform.
gonna take it off the platform, and they still will not let it go.
Because they know 10 years go like this. 10 years happen like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell me 10 years, they're going to be like, nah, nigga. When we started, it was 20 years ago. Think about it. We had the PS1 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Jeez, damn.
Like this.
It goes quick.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, 10 years? Get the fuck out of here. Nah, we keeping that shit forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in 10 years, Microsoft is like, all right, cool.
Sony has
Year 10, off.
is ours now. But Sony has done some pretty fucked up shit where they've gone out of their way and have paid developers a hefty amount of money to keep shit off of Xbox for an indefinite amount of time, right? Like, okay, it's a timed exclusive on PlayStation, and then they'll just keep like, oh, what if we pay you more? Can we extend it? You know what I'm saying? Like, or they'll just pay
the most money.
Or they will give you the game on every single platform,
except for
no, even Xbox. But the PlayStation people will get like an
exclusive
DLC,
some cosmetic or some extra bonus level or some shit.
Perfect example.
Play it first on PlayStation.
Perfect example. If you buy I think it's even the standard Harry Potter game, or not Harry Potter, but the Hogwarts game,
the Hogwarts Legacy
for
game,
for Nintendo Switch, which I think it just recently came out.
No, they pushed it back.
Oh, it hasn't come out yet?
No, they pushed it back. Yeah.
So for Xbox, you just get the regular game. That's it. But for the Switch, you get like a hippogriff or whatever, or some other trinkets and other things that you need.
In-game stuff that they give you.
So it's like even when it comes to them allowing us to have the game for a whole year, they will have things like PlayStation people will be privy to things that Xbox people will not be able to.
PlayStation people only, or PlayStation and Nintendo people?
It depends. Most of the time, it's just PlayStation players, but sometimes like it'll be everybody will get something, but the Xbox version.
That's crazy.
Like there's a lot of crazy shit that Sony has done to keep games completely off of Microsoft. Like it's partially one of the reasons why Xbox wasn't able to do so well overseas, because like in Japan, it couldn't play any of the JRPGs that were out because all of the JRPGs were on Sony's platform. Sony had a lot of exclusivity for stuff like that, and people already have relationships with Sony.
I think Nintendo and Sony were about to be one thing at one point. Back in the
I don't remember anything like that.
No. That was
It was Nintendo and Sony, bro.
They were going. It wasn't.
So
yes, it was. It was Nintendo.
Sony.
It was Nintendo.
Correct.
It was Nintendo and Sony. They were going to create
the PlayStation
together.
It
wasn't going to be the PlayStation, but
it was going to be the Nintendo PlayStation was what it was called. Yeah, and then Sony put the word together and called it the PlayStation instead of the PlayStation.
Yeah, I think they did something with Panasonic instead.
They just completely like whoop, and did business with Panasonic, and then the fucking thing never came out.
It came out, but only in Japan.
No,
so
not the idea. It never came to fruition. They eventually got the Panasonic Q to come out, which was the Panasonic GameCube that played DVDs. That came out in Japan. But the original like design that Panasonic did, it never even fucking came out. So it was just like a big doof doof to fucking Nintendo, when Sony was just like, all right, cool, we'll just make our own game console now that this is how you want to do business.
I'm pretty sure something happened in that meeting, bro. That they were like, nah, we're going this way.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who the fuck knows who made that decision to just be like, fuck these guys. That's Sony. I got a friend at Panasonic. He said they about to get shit done.
Panasonic. Panasonic, vámonos. Para allá. Vámonos de aquí para allá.
But that whole story is wild.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
There's actually some pretty good
so you get like
you
you could just from that story only, you can tell how petty niggas in the gaming industry are. You niggas is petty.
It's
right?
just business. That's just how business
works, just like that.
People in business are very shiesty, and video games is just the business. So like a lot of people get really defensive, right? Like if you have a console you prefer to play your games on, totally okay.
100%.
A lot of people just like I don't understand. Like just because you like something doesn't mean you have to hate the other thing.
Macky.
Or hate anybody that likes the other thing.
PlayStation.
I don't hate PlayStation. I don't hate PlayStation. Bro, I've had PlayStation for most of my life. It's just when I see shady shit, I gotta
call it out.
Like
you gotta be like
PlayStation
me.
does a lot of shady
on both sides, bro. You gotta be on both sides.
PlayStation does a lot of shady shit, so it's like it would be remiss of me to like not point that out and be like,
no, 100%.
Yeah, the practices, some of the practices, I can't really, I can't get jiggy with that.
I'm gonna make a comparison, right? And I'm gonna get flamed for it because I always do. But I'm gonna make a comparison, right? At the moment, I'm Team Xbox, right? And I've told everybody like that's just where I prefer to play my games. I prefer Xbox over Sony right now, right? That could change in the future, but right now, I'm Team Xbox. I'm also Team Android. So, I got a nice little Samsung. Right? I got a Samsung. And I've had Samsung since like the original Galaxy.
Facts.
I've had Samsung. And I've always appreciated the way Samsung makes phones. I like Android software. I like the freedom that Android operating system gives me. So I've never had a problem with it. Everyone and their mother swears to God that Apple and iPhone is superior just because. I hear like, oh yeah, but we got the best camera. I'm like, okay, cool. That's nice. What else? It's just like you got that green bubble.
Okay.
Fuck all these green bubbles out
my
here.
God, shut up.
Oh man, wow. Like that's how
you know what?
You know
what? Give me a second.
You a green bubble.
No, give me a second.
I hate getting texts from y'all because it's green.
I need to get on my shit, right? Okay. You know what the problem is? You know what the problem is here with the Xbox and the PS PlayStation? That the Xbox is green, PlayStation is blue. That's the problem. People hate the color green. I don't know why.
Yeah, maybe the Android's green too.
That's what I'm saying.
Niggas is so fucking annoying.
Bro, just think about it. Think about it. When the Xbox came out, what was the color, bro?
Yellow.
What's the color of the box still?
Black and green.
My box is white.
Did it have green in it? Please tell me it didn't have green. Please.
There's no green on my box.
It has green. Stop it.
Where?
The logo.
It doesn't have green?
The logo is in white.
No, the logo's in gray. Actually, I'm looking at the white
Look
controller
at
box.
this dickhead. Anyway,
but
the
color it started with was this right here.
Yes.
I see what you just did with your background, though.
Yeah, he did the little split one.
He did with his
blue,
background.
half green.
Listen, first of all,
this is my
answer,
favorite color.
I'm gonna
Sony fanboys do the same shit that iPhone fanboys do.
Listen.
Oh, my shit is better because I said so.
Oh my God. Listen, first of all, a lot of people don't know how to argue. That's one. Two, a lot of people don't know how to express themselves as well.
They don't know what they have, bro.
So to kind of get an understanding, because I know when it comes to the Apple shit, and to be honest with you, maybe like a year ago, I'll probably be on that same type of time. But bro, it don't matter what type of phone. I personally don't want to see a green bubble, but it is what it is. I don't even text John on my regular phone. I text him through WhatsApp. But The
I
reason
prefer
why
WhatsApp. I like it better.
the
100%.
reason why the reason why people like iPhones is because of the ecosystem. That's why iPhone is superior to any other
It's
phone.
really
It's
not.
because my phone can link with my computer, that can link with my iPad, that can link with my watch, that can link with my Apple Home, that can link with my Apple TV, that can link with literally everything. If I have like Apple AirPod, the AirPods, not only the AirPods but the Home Pod, that's what it's called. So the ecosystem is very. What kind of computer do you have, Crispin? Since you want to throw up all your fucking
It
devices,
don't matter
what kind of
what
computer do you
computer I
have?
got.
Nah,
It
but
don't
let us
matter.
know though. What kind of computer do you have? What kind of computer do you have? Fuck
Adele.
out of here, nigga. That's not the computer you using. That's your work computer. And you know how I know that's your work computer?
Because you have the same one.
Because that's my work computer, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about?
But what about this one? Huh? What did that say?
Well, that's just like Samsung.
Huh?
That-
Nigga.
Bro, but look at what he's using right now. For those who don't know, he's using his Mac, his Mac Mini. That's what he
I
has.
am using a Mac Mini. Yes. I am
Exactly.
using
So
a Mac
like
Mini.
again,
But
like
I
I said,
showed my
it's
iPhone.
the
What
He
I'm,
has
it's
both.
my
He has both.
my point is that it's the reason why people like iPhone so much is because of the
but
ecosystem.
you didn't hear what I said.
But a
I'm
lot of
building
them.
a
Hold on, let me
PC.
finish. Let me finish.
Yeah,
A
because this
lot
is
of
a
them
tangent.
don't.
Please finish.
Yeah, no, for sure. It is because of the ecosystem. A lot of people just don't know how to explain that. Makes sense.
Because
They
they
may
don't
say
even know
things
what it
like
is,
the
bro.
exclusivity of the blue button and blah blah blah, all that other shit, but it is because of the ecosystem.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why people like iPhone, and then we're gonna get out of here from this iPhone
I
and
just told
mic.
you.
It's
I'm just
not.
comparing iPhone to Sony.
To
That's
Sony.
all.
The reason why I'm telling you this is because when you have an iPhone, you can FaceTime and iMessage. That's it. Anything other than that, people don't know about it. People don't know.
This mic just cut off.
What
I
happened?
didn't hear what you said.
You hear me
You
now?
went in and out.
No,
Yeah,
I heard him. I heard him perfectly fine.
Okay.
what'd you
That's the
say?
only reason. Is FaceTime and iMessages. That's it. That's it.
It's not
He
again.
said,
swear
other
to
than
God.
that,
Like I
the
said,
The
common
common user
users don't
doesn't
know
know.
about it.
They don't know.
that's my.
And he used to sell phones, so I
Since the
believe him.
majority
But
of
that's my
people have
point. But that
this.
we're saying the same thing.
No,
That's
but
my
wait.
point.
Since
We're
the
saying the same
majority of
thing.
people have this, in America, they don't like downloading WhatsApp for some reason. I don't know why the fuck. So when you FaceTime these people, you have to send them a link. That's it. That's the reason why. They just get annoyed about that one step. That's it. That's the whole problem. But when it comes to Microsoft and Sony, these blue niggas right here, they like the exclusivity of the games, like you said. These people like the fact that we get a lot of games just because I'm subscribed to something.
No, it's more than that.
I know you
Also,
could.
That's like
The
the
premise.
core
The premise.
like
yeah.
bulk of like where
Yeah.
the
I'm talking
businesses
about
are different,
regular
right?
niggas.
Yeah.
When you come
Well,
to the when you talking to the masses, you can't talk about people that
I was
do
gonna
everything.
say, I
It's
was
just
gonna say,
regular people.
it's the OS is user friendly. It's more
No,
user friendly
100%.
than the
Whose
PlayStation,
operating system? Sony's?
Xbox,
Oh yeah, no,
X,
I was gonna say Xbox's operating system is way more user friendly than
way
Sony's, right?
more
I don't
user
know what
friendly.
Sony did with the PS5 because I mean I have my PS5 and just looking for the way to turn the fucking console off was ridiculous. It's not even as simple as it was on the PS4. Like on the PS4, it was so easy to turn your console on and off. And on the PS5, it's like two menus you have to go through to turn off your fucking console, which I don't understand why you have to do that. So it's just Xbox has definitely made a more user-friendly operating system for sure, hands down.
For sure, without a doubt. So yeah, that was just yeah.
I have a
Go
question.
ahead.
What's your question?
Do you guys think that they should let Xbox buy Activision or no?
Yes,
Yes.
Why not?
Yes. No,
Why not?
I'm just asking.
I think so. Only because like here's what I believe. I believe that right now, because Microsoft has spent a lot of money to acquire a lot of these developers and to put a lot of games on Game Pass, they want to make the Game Pass library as jam packed and as interesting as they possibly can. So what happens is if you get acquired by a much larger company and now there is surplus of budget being pumped into these developers, they now have opportunities to either hire more staff or split their time and energy more efficiently and work on smaller projects, put out more games from all these little development houses, and Microsoft can beef up Game Pass with an influx of games that can come out all the time rather than waiting for that one blockbuster that's supposed to come out in three and a half 4 years.
Yeah.
Like so we're still gonna get stuff like that. Like we're getting Starfield. Starfield is basically the next Skyrim, right? It's made by the same people who made the Elder Scrolls series. So it's basically Skyrim in space, and you can only play it on Xbox because Microsoft acquired Bethesda. They acquired ZeniMax, and they made that decision. So and you get Sony fanboys that are bitching about Starfield not being on PlayStation. Oh, this is the game that should have been on PlayStation. Like, okay, well, if you want to play it, you can play it. You can play it on Xbox, you can play it on PC, or you can play it on cloud.
Which one you want to play it on?
I probably would never play it on cloud because that's too big of a game to try. But anyway, my point is that like buying a company like this can do good things for the consumers, for us, for anybody that is a Game Pass subscriber. This means that we're going to get more Game Pass games because things that Xbox owns, they're going to put on their service. So if I continue to pay for Xbox's service, I'm going to continue to have games that I don't have to buy. I don't have to pay for them. I could download a game. I could try it out. I could delete it if I don't like it.
I have a question. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna tack on to what John was saying. You don't have to pay for each game. You pay the monthly
subscription. For the subscription, but you're not just buying games just to buy games.
Word.
Well, my question was like when you play a game on Xbox and you like beat it, or if you're playing it, does it go to a place that you're playing it already? So the actual list stays with games that you haven't played or no?
So you basically choose from like the menu that they have to actually download the game to your console, and it shows up in your personal game library. So like going into Game Pass is like going into an app. It's like opening Netflix.
Okay.
So let's say like you couldn't stream on Netflix, you had to download the movie. That would be like the process of Game Pass. You would go to the menu, you pick the game, and you download the one that you want to play. You could play it on cloud right then and there if you want to. It'll do it through the Game Pass app. But if you want it on the Xbox, you download it. So for me, when I'm done with a game, as soon as I'm finished with it, I just go to my options for the game, and I just delete the game off of the Xbox. All of my save data is still in my Xbox account. If I re-download the game, I just pick up right where I left off.
Okay.
But if I'm done with it, that's it. I'm done with it. I move on. I delete it. I free up some space, and I move on to the next project. In Game Pass, it gives you like a list that you can make for yourself called Play Later. So you can go ahead and just select a whole bunch of games that you think are interesting that you want to get to, and you don't have to scroll through the whole list to look for them. So I mean, Game Pass is very interesting. It's very easy to navigate and very easy to find things. They give you genres and categories and things you can click into. It'll learn what you like to play based on some of the games that you have already downloaded. It'll give you recommendations and stuff like that. It's just it's a service that is worth the price of entry. It's actually worth what they're charging for it. You get everything that Xbox releases day one, and you get a whole bunch of other games from third-party developers that are on there that you can play. There's so many things that I would never play, that I would have never like went out of my way and bought or downloaded, I spend money on to have these games, and they're fun and they're great experiences. But I just wouldn't have paid for them. I wouldn't have bought them.
How much is at the Xbox Game Pass? I don't have that.
There's different tiers. The one that I pay for is Game Pass Ultimate. It's $45 every 3 months, so it's
Mm.
basically $15 a month. So, but they charge you every quarter, and that gives you your Game Pass library, the ability to play on cloud, and Game Pass for PC. It gives you everything. Now Sony has
And
their
Xbox Gold.
yeah, Xbox Live Gold, so the ability to play games online and the free games that they give you every month. I mean, but when you do Game Pass Ultimate, your Game Pass also comes with EA Play, so you can play 2K when it goes up there.
No,
No, that's they put 2K up there. It's
no,
FIFA goes up there as
yeah.
well,
Any
and
EA game. So FIFA,
FIFA,
NHL,
NHL,
NBA,
Madden,
Live, Madden,
Madden
yeah.
goes up. Um,
Battlefield.
yeah, Battlefield, the Star
I think
Wars
the
titles are
Star
up
Wars,
there.
yeah, are
Need for
all done by
Speed,
EA. Yeah,
Need for Speed, and stuff like that, and that just comes with your Game Pass Ultimate subscription. So I mean, like I spend a lot of time with Xbox's ecosystem, because I have my gaming laptop, so I have like Game Pass on my laptop as well as my console, and I enjoy the service, and I see where gaming is moving, and
so
as
to
much
cut you off
as
right there,
Mhm.
because I'm glad you said that, to see where games is moving. So I know we had mentioned before that, Microsoft saying that they lost the console wars. They also they also have stated that the next console will drop in 2028.
Yeah, they're
So
they're they're project they're predicting 2028 as like the next year of console releases.
correct. So with that being said, what do you think is the next stage? Like, are we gonna be, because I know we've talked about it here a lot, but is it gonna be one of those, are we gonna are we still gonna be doing the big bulky consoles, or are we
No,
gonna be doing something smaller? We could have like a USB dongle that will you plug into the
X-
back of the TV,
Xbox
and that'll be
Keystone,
the
Project
game.
Keystone. They still haven't dropped it.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Project Keystone is basically Microsoft's Xbox dongle that will allow you to plug, to any device and just stream games from the cloud. So if you're playing on a device that's not a new Samsung TV that has the Game Pass app on it, you just plug in this little bot like an Amazon Fire Stick,
Facts.
but for Game Pass. And then they can put out that would be an easy device to put out for Microsoft. It's not like it would be hard for them to do it. I think they're just trying to make sure that the cloud
Cloud,
infrastructure
yeah.
is working properly before they even bother putting it to market.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really big deal because I haven't played any games on the cloud yet, but the from the what I've heard, the little research that I've done, cloud-based gaming isn't where it should be. So if by 2028 we can get, you know, cloud being to where it should be, then we should start seeing things like the Project Keystone come to life, and then see that, Microsoft again is influencing the game, because you already know whatever Microsoft is going to do, Sony is going to try to do it and quote unquote perfect it.
Yeah.
So we shall see though. Yeah, so I mean, I thought that was very interesting because,
I just downloaded the app.
this
Oh, the
what,
Game
Game
Pass
Pass,
app,
Yeah,
just so you could look at it.
yeah.
this console, this particular console, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 went on longer than I'm sure they were expecting because of COVID and the lack of access to like PlayStation 5s, especially because of the chip that's used to create the game, was COVID, basically. Just blame COVID. So I just thought that was interesting because they just literally stopped the servers for a lot of the PlayStation 4 games. They're not going to be making any games for PlayStation 4 anymore. Same thing for Xbox One.
Good. They
Um,
need to move forward already.
yeah, yeah, but not everyone has a PlayStation 5. There's still people today trying to get a PS5
They are available. You can order them on
for
Walmart,
retail.
Amazon, GameStop. Yes, they are available. Retailers have them. They are available. You should not have any hard times.
Okay.
They're definitely available. You can get a PS5, you can get a Switch OLED, and you can get an Xbox from regular retailers now. The
Where they
Xbox
just
Series
dropped the
X,
X.
maybe not,
Yeah.
but the Series S, yes.
The Series S, they just dropped a new one. It's
The
black.
carbon black.
Shit, it looks amazing. I
It
don't
does
have
look dope. The
it.
Series
Looks
S in black looks
amazing.
fucking dope.
I don't have it. I'm so mad.
With
How
the
And
much is
it's
how
one
much is
terabyte,
that
terabyte. It's one terabyte.
it's 350
for 1 TB?
It's not, that's
for
amazing, bro.
it's
What the
for a
fuck?
1 terabyte console. The one that comes with 512 GB
That's a
is
digital
It's like
only, right?
300.
digital only. It's 300, so it's literally just $50 more
Bro, I'm telling you,
for the
bro.
carbon black Series S. That's the only thing, is that it's a digital only console. But if you don't go to the store and physically buy games, you're not missing out. Like, if you're only gonna play Game Pass, you're gonna download games and play there like that. It's the perfect
It's
machine.
not Game
But the
Pass
pre-order
only,
is not
but
out
if
yet.
you're
Yeah.
if you're someone that
It's a
doesn't
No,
pre-order
it's
is
not
not
Game
out.
Pass only.
This
I
didn't
didn't
look clean.
say I didn't
It's clean.
bro, I'm telling you, it looks clean.
It's
They
fifty
actually
dollars.
just
It's
released
$50 cheaper. I'm sorry.
no, no
I was gonna
problem. I
say it's
was
$50 cheap. It's $50 cheaper than Sony's digital console.
I need 2 photo shoots, bro, in his mind. That's what I do.
they, they actually just dropped they dropped another Xbox as well
Which one?
for the Barbie movie that's coming out. There's an
Oh,
Xbox
they're doing
Series
a
S for
promotion for
Barbie.
that. Yeah, that's probably real super limited when
Yeah.
they do stuff like
So
that.
Yeah, them shit's probably like
They,
$600.
they 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 announced like the new like Starfield controller, and like the collector's edition comes with like this fucking smartwatch that they made for the game that they sold in real life. Is like that's like the newest thing that I saw that was coming out, and the carbon black Series S. Bro, Crispin, if let's say you wanted the white one, and you wanted like the smaller storage space for whatever reason, like some retailers were selling the white one for 250.
It's not bad either.
It was just a matter of like the time of year, like when they were doing promotions, like from Black Friday all the way to like January. You could have got a Series S for like, yeah, like 250.
Verizon
With
still got that sale. I don't know if they still got it, but if you're a new customer for Verizon, you can get an Xbox Series
for
S
free. Yeah, they just
for
give it to
free.
you.
I remember they used to give that one for free on Xbox too. If you buy it through them and get a Game Pass thing, you can
Yeah.
buy it.
Microsoft also has like this payment program.
Mm-hmm.
They call it Xbox like All Access,
Mm-hmm.
and
Listen,
can
you got to have good
just
credit.
pay it off. Yeah, I mean, obviously,
No,
if you're
You have
gonna
to have good
finance
credit.
anything, you need to have good credit. If you're financing something, but
You can't have less than a 650.
you can pay off an Xbox with all that shit month to month, and you don't even have to pay it all in one shot. You can just pay that shit though.
All I'm saying is, I'm finding some games here that look pretty cool. So
Listen, man,
there's a
you
lot to look at. Look through
if
the
you
library.
buy if you buy so what do you call it? If you buy or if you pay for Game Pass, right? You buy that Jawbone controller that can go for your phone. It's like maybe $100. Sometimes on Amazon they be having it for like
Or even
50.
the Razer Kishi. You can buy
Exactly.
those.
You buy one of those, bro. That's Xbox right there. You didn't even have to buy the console. Now you have everything.
You
but
could,
in the
play,
console, I'm not playing it on the cloud like on my phone.
Yeah,
No, for
on
sure,
the
man.
console, you're gonna play it a lot better. You're gonna
Yeah,
play
for
it a
sure.
lot
Of course,
better.
of course,
You know
of
what I
course,
mean?
of course.
Yeah,
Of
you're gonna
course.
play it a lot better.
You know what I mean?
But the
And I
fact
can play
that
and I can play FIFA with you. So I can beat your
You
ass.
can.
yeah,
You
okay.
definitely can.
I haven't been playing FIFA. I've been playing Harry Potter. To be honest,
Good.
it's
Wait
crazy,
for him.
right? The
Wait
week
for him to buy the Xbox before you go back to FIFA.
it's crazy, right? The week that I'm playing Harry Potter, I don't bring my Xbox with me when I go on this trip.
This would have been the best time for you to have like
Bro, I
time to
can't
just play.
kid you not. I've been playing that shit. It's been so much fun. I can't lie to you. Like
I'm glad you're
it's a
enjoying
lot
it.
of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
I'm
by the
glad
way,
you're enjoying that.
I finished watching Demon Slayer.
This
I'm
season,
not caught up.
All
I'm
of it.
not
I
caught
finished.
up.
I finished all of it.
I'm jealous. I'm not caught up.
All I'm saying is the Hashira got me mad, bro. Them niggas got me mad.
Yeah, I gotta catch up. That's definitely something I gotta catch up.
All right, now we just talking for talking.
We
bro.
just talking just to talk.
Let's
Yeah,
get out of
Johnny.
Let's
here.
let the audience go. We've definitely had a wonderful Xbox conversation today.
where if Shawnee was here, he
I
would have
wish-
definitely more. He would have PlayStationed it more a little bit, but
It's okay.
well,
I'm gonna get plenty of Sony fanboy hate in the comments today, and I welcome it. It is a-okay. I have all of Sony's consoles, so that don't bother me.
Yeah, I have the last two.
But that's all the time that we have for today's episode. So if you have made it all the way to the end of the podcast, we love and appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here with us. Please be sure to like this video if you're watching us on YouTube. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about today's podcast topic. Do you agree that Xbox has lost the console wars? Or disagree, right? And we'll argue about it down there. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share this video with friends and family that may be interested in anime and video game topics like this one, because that's what we talk about here on Paradise, because anime and video games are paradise to us. You can also follow us everywhere. So all of our social media platforms are The Paradise TV. That's down there for you to read, THEE Paradise TV on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Everything is there for you guys. There's extra content. There's bonus content. There's plenty of podcast episodes for you guys to go back and check out. You can listen to this podcast anywhere that you like to listen to podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on Spotify for podcasters. There is a way where you can donate to the podcast, and any and all monetary donations are greatly appreciated and will help us improve the quality of the podcast for you, the listeners. So that's all the time we have for today. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, but we got to get the fuck out of here.
Adios.
Peace.
What the fuck is this?